Yeah, y'all gonna stop coming in my live talking about this Victor dude, bro. We hooping this year. Y'all gonna see.
Alright team, I know my camera is down here. I've just finished recording the video you saw last, which was the run it back clip, and I was scrolling on YouTube. I was like, should I record another video? And I seen Danny Green breaks down the genius of Greg Popovich by Gil's Arena. I haven't watched this, but let's just go ahead and jump into it and see what they have to say. I don't know, I really have no idea what they're going to be talking about, but let's go.
Tim Duncan, the greatest number one pick ever. Who? Tim Duncan, the greatest number one pick ever.
It's not ridiculous. It's not ridiculous to say that.
Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan, the greatest number one pick ever.
He got 5 of them, don't he?
No, just go look at everything.
You got 5 of them?
Yeah.
We got 5 of them, no?
LeBron got 5.
LeBron is there, right?
Pop drafted.
I mean,
Okay, hold on.
defense and all that. No,
When it comes to, like, if we're just gonna say just accolades, and you start factoring teammates and stuff, then okay, then I can give you that. When it comes to your teammates also, and who you played with and who you played against, then Tim Duncan should be top 4, top 5 of all time.
No, for
Let's see. Top 5. That's not ridiculous. I agree with that. You got LeBron, you got Jordan, and then you got Kareem, and then you got Tim Duncan. Top 4. Give us top 4 for sure. I don't think Kobe's better than him. I don't think Shaq's better than him. Whoever else you want to throw it, I don't think they're better than Tim Duncan. One shot off going 6-0. Come on, he's top 4 for sure.
Sure, because when you talk about Magic got drafted with the number one player in the world on his team, right? But you got to remember, before Jordan became the GOAT, Kareem was the GOAT priming. I think Kareem was the MVP of the league when Magic got drafted there, right? So
A little older, but yeah.
So then you have him, then you get James Worthy. Like, you're coming into a dynasty already, right? So the fact that Tim shit was created from
from
The ground up, yeah.
I mean, I just threw it out there, so I don't know why people feel.
I mean, he came in with David Robinson, but from there, once they got rid of that,
I ain't gonna say ground.
no, he didn't. I mean, no ground. But when they left,
From the ground.
we had to build from the ground.
They didn't win.
Tony Parker was a 30. So he was 2 picks
He
before
was
me.
winning with second-round picks.
Yeah, mine
Role
was
player.
second round.
Manu was 2 picks before me. He was, what, 28, 29.
1999.
Right, the lockout year. Yeah, the lockout year,
Yeah, they won that, but I'm saying 2001 when David Robinson, all the vets left. Ginobili was the second-round pick, and Tony Parker was a late.
They weren't winning nothing without Timmy D. Timmy D was the X factor of starting this whole thing. So yes, he did somewhat build it from the ground up. I get he did come into a more established team, and that's why they were able to win it in his second year. But without Timmy D, none of this happened. So in my opinion, yeah, he is the X factor of this all, and he did start and spark the dynasty.
Late first round.
That speaks a lot about Pop. Pop drafted the.
That speaks a lot about Kobe and Shaq.
No.
But that speaks a lot about.
Pop drafted the greatest number one player ever.
That wasn't his pick, right?
Hey, let him cook, man. Let him cook.
That wasn't Pop.
It wasn't.
I think that was. But no.
Good try.
But I think they have great
Good try.
scouting.
Good try. I let you try.
No, but when it comes to scouting, Spurs pick some amazing pieces that fit exactly what they're trying to do. I mean, they have the perfect specialists for their squads. Like, even when you think about some of the people that got there and left. Right?
Danny Green, he's sitting right
Those are
there.
Pretty fucking
Yeah.
great pieces that they picked up.
Boris Diaw.
Yeah.
Matt
Bro, he's
Conley,
sitting right there. Danny Green's sitting right
The
there.
new age guys. Derek White was there. Johnson Murray was there.
Dejounte Murray.
They were all
Who
there.
was you said George? Did
Derek
George
White.
come in?
George Hill.
Derek White.
George Hill
Derek
came
White.
in?
Derek
Derek White, George Hill.
What you said? Drafted?
They're picking,
they came-
they're picking basketball
Said
players.
Steven Jackson?
Yep.
Yeah, they got basketball players, like guys who know
Well, they have
basketball.
it's functions that they use for players. What function do you have for our system?
Yeah, they're looking for something.
This is our system not moving. We're not changing our system. We're only going to change the functions. Can you do this well? No. Oh, you can't be over here. You can go to that team. We need Danny Green over here that can shoot that shot right there, because that shot going to be the shot he going to get. No, I don't want Danny in that place. That's his spot.
Yeah.
You go over there.
Yeah.
You shoot that shot. You shoot that shot. You shoot that shot. Don't let me catch you in them spots. Don't you be in the wrong spot.
Even Blair was good. But
Hell yeah.
Dwayne Blair.
Yeah.
He had no ACLs.
yeah, he just
still
had
played.
No ACL legend.
Jeez.
So, Danny, you won a chip with the Spurs.
Castle.
Castle.
Greg Popovich announced his retirement coaching.
Hey, Spurs Spotlight was on Castle too, so hey, Spurs, if y'all need a scout or y'all need someone in that front office working with El Jefe, y'all let me know, man. I'll be willing to be his assistant. He need anything, I'll go running. Let me know.
29 season with the Spurs. So on this show, we talk a lot about Heat culture, but we got to give the Spurs some love. What is Spurs culture, and what are the major ingredients that help that franchise sustain at such a high level for so many years?
I mean, exactly what they've been talking about. They let you know what you're like. They let you play to your strengths. They're gonna maximize you to the fullest. Pop knows how to get the best, and they draft more so certain types of humans first, like guys without egos, and that's why they find guys overseas or different countries, because they understand the game is bigger than them. They don't handle guys with egos well. You guys mentioned Steven Jackson. He was there, but he didn't stay long.
Yeah, Danny Green cooked Steven Jackson, always talking smack. Own that fraud. Man, I can't stand Steven Jackson. Even DeJounte Murray, when he went on that podcast, man, that was very annoying and very frustrating because I like DeJounte as a player, but I don't think he fit the culture-wise. You know what I'm saying? But that's one thing I love about the Spurs. They draft culture guys. They draft culture fits. And that's why you get players like Steph Castle. I'm very interested to see Dylan Harper's character, and we'll get to that a little bit more as we get closer to the draft. We're going to do some more interviews of him, but I'm interested to see how he is as a person. And we can't get up close and personal, obviously, but we could see a lot from their interviews.
Both stints, because Jack was a great player, but he also had issues when it came to his personality and bumped heads with Pops at moments. But they did a great job instead of finding Tiago Splitter, Boris Diaw, they got Patty Mills. Like, there's a bunch of guys from different parts of the world that just understood their role, and they made you understand your role and what you were good at, and they're going to emphasize that. Look, we don't need you cutting or need you in the dunker area. We need you out here. You can shoot, pull up, transition threes. You can't, because the numbers say you're good. And mind you, he wasn't even he adapted and adjusted to the three ball, but he was not a fan of shooting the three ball. Like, Pop was definitely an old school type of guy. When they throw it in the post, traditional 2 bigs, 4 and a 5. He knew he had to adapt to it to win. Golden State and Houston, those teams were up and coming, and they shot a lot of them.
That's one thing about Mitch Johnson I wanted to point out. I know Pop wasn't the biggest fan of the three, and obviously as he's an old school type of coach, but he did win championships in like 3 different decades. So that shows you that he can evolve and adjust to the new age game. But Mitch Johnson, when he came in, I remember, I'm not too sure the games it was, but the Spurs started shooting a lot of threes as soon as Mitch Johnson came in. He was telling them to put those threes up, and it was so many that it was kind of like the Boston Celtics. You know how they live and die by the three? They would shoot themselves out of a game, as you've seen with this past series. They do not care. They go by analytics, and the analytics say that they're going to start falling sooner or later, which they didn't, and they lost Tatum, so I guess that is also a factor. But Mitch Johnson was kind of showing us a little bit of that, and that was something I liked. But then he saw the Spurs don't really have the personnel for that, and they were just losing. And so he adjusted and said, all right, you got to stop taking some of these threes, and you got to attack the paint a little bit more, which the Spurs struggled to attack the paint. But I say all this to say that Mitch Johnson is in tune with the new age NBA, and he understands that you're going to have to shoot some threes in order to not get outmathed by these up-and-coming teams, or like the teams that are established right now, like the Boston Celtics. The Warriors have always shot threes. You even see it with the Timberwolves and Anthony Edwards, how many threes he shoots.
But he was more of an old school type but he's disciplinary, very militant. Come in, you do your job, and you know what's expected. You don't let your teammates down. You don't let your coaches down. But he knew how to manage egos, and he was good at getting the most and the best out of it. He knew how to approach this person, how to approach a Kawhi. Some guys can take criticism a certain way, some guys can't. So
He was all of them.
he knew every person, every player.
How did he approach you?
Oh, yeah, he did not care with Danny, man. That's why he chuckled right there. Pop would tear into Danny, curse him out, all that. Let's see what he says.
Not so gentle, I would say. I was one of the guys that me and Tony probably got the most of it. But he knew we could,
Yeah, they could take it.
we knew how to handle it. And he was like, all right, he knew what players would play better mad. If I can get you angry, I know I'll get the most out of you. You know what I'm saying? So he'll push those buttons. Some guys don't play that well.
You know what it's
But it's
like?
also it's always a chess game. He'll fucking cuss you out today and bench you because he knows we're playing so-and-so in 2 games and I need you locked in for that game.
I knew
I'm
it.
gonna put you in the doghouse for a couple games. You're gonna come out
Ready to fight.
hot.
I knew he had that stepdad
It's like,
energy.
That's the difference between a Danny Green and a DeJounte Murray. See how Danny Green knows and he can tell that he's trying to get him locked in or in a certain mode for a game? That is what DeJounte Murray was calling mind games, and which I didn't really understand, and I didn't like that he made it seem manipulative when it was really just a coaching strategy and doing it for the betterment of you. Like, you were an all-star here. Come on, DeJounte. I like how Danny Green explained it and the way he acknowledged that it was Coach Pop trying to get the best out of him. And that's the difference between DeJounte and Danny Green. And that's no shot at DeJounte, because I still rock with DeJounte. I wasn't fond of that moment, but I still got his poster up over here.
He got that stepdad energy.
It's cool.
Come here, what you doing?
When you're young,
Bring me that damn
okay, when you
beer.
get older, you're like, yo, we don't have to do, you know what I'm saying? We have to do
You better bring me that
approach.
damn beer, boy.
But that's exactly how it was.
Miller highlight.
Miller highlight. Man.
But so the takeaways from this, we talked about Timmy D being top 5, which that's not ridiculous. We talked about Pop a little bit more. We talked about Mitch Johnson and how he is kind of fit for this new age coaching job after what I saw from his first couple games in as acting head coach, where he was making the players shoot a lot of threes and stuff like that. Be sure to leave a comment down below and subscribe to Spurs Spotlight. Until next time, leave a like and I'll catch y'all later. I'm out.